watching 27 News in HD with Greg Jeske and Amber Noggle, Chief Meteorologist Bob Lindmeyer, and Sports Director Lance Vieser. This is 27 News at 10. We've got you covered.
On April 1st, a new state law takes effect that aims to bring answers to more unsolved crimes. It comes just as a Wisconsin family is marking the 7th anniversary of a UW-Madison student's murder that is yet to be solved. Jennifer Cleese is digging deeper into the DNA at arrest law and what it means for unsolved crimes.
Every day, every week that goes by, it gets more frustrating for us, and there's absolutely nothing that we can do.
On April 2nd, 2008, Jean Zimmermann's 21-year-old daughter Brittany was found murdered inside her Madison apartment. The horror of not knowing what happened that day still haunts Brittany's family.
Finding out who did it absolutely is going to help us rest a little easier at night.
Despite DNA evidence found at the crime scene, investigators have yet to discover who's responsible. But the Zimmermanns are confident a new law will bring Brittany justice.
I hope the person who killed our daughter commits a felony.
If an adult or juvenile is arrested or taken into custody for one of those crimes, they'll be obligated to provide a DNA sample.
When that law takes effect in April, suspects arrested for a felony or convicted of a misdemeanor will be added to the statewide DNA database. David Zabolski with the Department of Justice says the state crime lab is expecting to analyze 6 times as many DNA samples every year.
We expect to see upwards of about 80,000 total, so an increase of about 68,000.
The DOJ has hired about 24 new employees moving into a newly renovated facility this month. For a year and a half now, they've been streamlining their work, hoping to prevent a backlog like they've seen in the past. It takes about 35 to 45 days to complete a report, down from a more than 200-day wait almost a decade ago.
We feel quite confident that we're going to be able to handle the flow of the additional samples.
But it's not just more work for the lab.
We get the arrest tracking number, we're actually able to proceed to collect the sample from the subject at that time.
Now, jails across the state will be starting to swab more inmates' mouths. It's a pretty simple process done with something that looks pretty much just like a Q-tip, and they're going to be doing it when the inmate is fingerprinted and booked.
We seal it and we submit it to the Department of Justice, specifically to the crime lab, and it's my understanding that they'll store it pending conviction and either destroy it if they're acquitted, or register it into the DNA database if in fact they're convicted.
The FBI's databank, called CODIS, it holds DNA evidence collected at crime scenes across the country, and officials are confident the expanded database will streamline police investigations and help find a match for the more than 14,000 case profiles in the system linked to unsolved crimes in Wisconsin. Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney says more DNA evidence helps build stronger cases, meaning prosecutors are more likely to convict the right suspects.
There is a likelihood that we will collect data that ultimately will solve some of our cold cases, not only in this county, but across the state of Wisconsin and potentially across this country.
A renewed hope for a family still seeking answers 7 years after losing Brittany.
We really hope that this does give us the closure, I guess, that, we've been looking for, of finding the person who killed our daughter.
In Madison, Jennifer Cleese, 27 News.
The state spent $5 million to renovate the crime lab in Madison. The DNA collection program generates revenue from the offenders. They pay $200 for a misdemeanor conviction and $250 for a felony to pay for costs moving forward.